Hey guys, welcome to the 23rd C# tutorial I'm making for the new Boston. And in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to use properties. So all you're going to need for this tutorial is a button, a class that passes a string to this constructor, and under the button one click you're going to want to have create a new instance of your class and pass your name through it, or any name you want, or any string for that matter. Anyways, to create a new property, you're first going to want to type the access modifier that you want for your property. Usually you're going to want to have public, but there are a few access modifiers that we're going to learn later on you may want to use instead, but for right now, just use public. Oops, of course I wrote private. And then you're going to want to decide what sort of variable you want your property to hold. For example, you could put like string or integer or bool or something like that. But for right now, we're just going to use string because we're going to set our property equal to the string that it passes through our constructor right here. And finally, you're going to want to give a name to your property. I'm just going to call it name because that's what it's going to be set equal to. It's going to be set equal to my name, which is what we pass through here. And then you're going to want to put two curly braces down. And you don't need parentheses right here because it's not a method. There are two keywords that you're going to want to know. The first is called get, and if we were to type get right here, this will allow the user to read from the property. And the second is set. So if we type set down, that will allow the user to write the property or change the value of the property. And if we delete set right here, that will make it a read-only property, which you may want in some cases. Put set right back there. Alright, now we're going to set this property equal to the string that it passes through this class right here. Put the name. And then we're going to have it display that property in a message box. So we can do message box.show our class name dot name. Alright, and as you can see right there, that little hand pointing to the notepad, that is the icon for a property. And I'm sure you've seen that before, like on the properties panel right there. Alright, and we don't need parentheses right there, like I said before, because it's not a method. So now when we debug, we should get Adam in the message box because we're passing the string Adam through the class. And in the constructor right here, we're setting our name property equal to the string that it passes through, which is Adam. And then we're displaying that property in a message box. Yep, Adam. Alright, so you can put access modifiers on these properties, or on this get and set right here. So defaultly, they're the same as whatever you set the entire property to. So since this is public right here, these are both public. But say we want to make this set private, so we would just put private in front of it. And what this will do is it will only allow the user to change the value of the property inside of this class. And this is fine right here because it is inside of this class. But if we try to change it outside of this class, like we do mc.name equals and then, well, anything, we'll get an error, and it says the property or indexer mynamespace.myclass.name cannot be used in this context because the set accessor is inaccessible. And the accessor, that is this get and set right here, and specifically the set, because that is the one I was talking about. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that right there. Now, if you want to make your property read-only, you're probably like, well, how do I set the value of it initially? Well, in order to do that, you're just going to want to go ahead and put curly braces right after your get keyword. And inside of here, you're going to want to return the value that you want your name to be equal to. So in order for it to be equal to this right here, we're going to create a new string up here. We'll just call it my string, I guess. And we'll set it equal to what we pass through right here. So this string right here is now equal to what we pass through this constructor. So then we'll just return that string. And now this name property is equal to whatever we pass through the constructor right here. and it is read-only, so we cannot change the value of it at all. So if we try to do like name equals the name that we passed through right here, we'll get an error, and it says property or indexer my namespace dot my class dot name cannot be assigned to, and then it says it is read-only. So we're just going to have to delete that. Alright, so now when we debug here, we should get a message box that says Adam, because we're creating this new string here, then we're setting this string equal to the name that it passes through the constructor, which is Adam, and then it is returning that string to be equal to this name property. So we should get a message box that says Adam. Yep. And you can do things with a set accessor as well. Say you want to check to make sure that the value that the user is trying to set equal to your name property is like a empty string or something like that. Well, in order to do that, you're going to want to use the value keyword. And what the value keyword does is that is whatever you try to set your property equal to. So if we did like mc.name equals, and then like, I don't know, Joe right here. Well, this Joe is the keyword value, where value is equal to this Joe. It is whatever you try to set the property equal to. So if we want to check to see if the value that the user is trying to set equal to the property is an empty string, we would just do if value equals, and then an empty string right here. We'll just have a message box be displayed to the user saying that there's an error and you cannot do that. So we'll just have a message box say you can't do that. Alright, so if we try to set this equal to an equal string right here, or empty string right here, we should get a message box saying you can't do that. Yep, can't do that. Stop the bug. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. That's pretty much all you can do with properties, so see you guys.